At 100 years old, Bob Hope sat in his Toluca Lake home, nearly blind, his memory flickering in and out like an old stage light. The man who once commanded spotlights across continents now needed help finding his chair. When his wife Dolores asked where he wanted to be buried, he answered with a whisper of timing that had carried him for a century. Surprise me. One last punchline, one last curtain. You know the public story. The tireless host of the Academy Awards, 19 times between 1940 and 1978. The star of the road pictures with Bing Crosby. The man who made 57 USO tours from 1941 to 1991, flying into war zones from World War II through the Gulf War so soldiers could laugh for an hour and forget the fear outside the tent. He wasn't just a comedian, he was an institution. Presidents called him friend. Congress named an award after him. For decades, he felt permanent. But permanence is an illusion. Born Leslie Towns. Hope on May 29, 1903, in England, or he arrived in Cleveland at 4 years old, the son of a struggling stonemason. He sold newspapers, boxed under the name Packy East, slept on trains while touring vaudeville circuits that could turn cruel in seconds. Laughter became survival. By the late 1930s, radio made him a household voice. Hollywood followed. The Road to Singapore in 1940 launched a franchise. The Oscars became his playground. He built a disciplined empire of writers, files, and categorized jokes, more than 300 subjects carefully archived. Comedy, to him, was not chaos. It was control. Yet control rarely extended to his private life. Married to Dolores from 1934 until his death in 2003, he also carried decades of rumored affairs. Hollywood whispered. Confidential magazine printed. Dolores stayed. Publicly serene. Privately enduring. The image of the model family man required maintenance, and Hope understood image better than anyone. Time, however, ignores image. By the 1980s, the timing that once snapped like a whip began to slow. Cue cards grew larger. Televised specials revealed hesitation where brilliance had once lived. In 1996, he lost nearly all his eyesight. In 1998, mild dementia set in. The man who could juggle thousands of punchlines struggled to remember familiar faces. You could see it. The audience laughed with tenderness now, not surprise. And still, the country honored him. An honorary knighthood in 1993, the Kennedy Center Honors, on a 100th birthday celebrated by 35 states as Bob Hope Day. America clung to the symbol even as the man faded behind it. He died on July 27, 2003, of pneumonia. 100 years and 2 months old. An entire century contained in one life. What does that tell you? That fame can stretch across wars, presidencies, and generations, but it cannot bargain with time. The joke's slow, the body yields, the applause stops. But somewhere, a soldier once laughed in the dark because Bob Hope stood in front of him. And for a moment, fear loosened its grip. Maybe that is enough.